Hey y'all, what's up? Eric Johnson back with y'all again with another quick video. I ain't gonna be long on this video, but I'm gonna drop some jewels. Then for those who want to hear it, that's good. For those who want to be idiots and simps, fuck y'all. But this just goes to show you that when you have old dudes out here, individuals, they have never ever had a significant other or just been normal. But then you get individuals from the mayonnaise tribe or these other, demographics of life or other, backgrounds that'll do anything to make your rocks get hard, etc. Because of time in your life, especially if you're an older person, where you have to realize that you are in the trick bag, sugar daddy element in your life. Especially if you've been successful in sports, music, etc. Any forms of, work. Some of y'all dudes are just y'all just walking on bankrolls to some of these individuals, especially these girls out here that doing OnlyFans, getting smashed out. Husbands getting off by letting their significant others get smashed out by porn stars like Jason Love and stuff like that. But throughout this whole Shannon Sharpe in this situation with this snowflake creature, it don't surprise me that he would get caught up in some stuff like this. And shout out to King Eric the Great off the cuff radio. He did a video on this on his YouTube channel, just like I did the Rick Ross video. I just wanted to do something, I wouldn't say different, but most of the time I don't upload stuff, but it just these simps out here just making it look bad for dudes that don't do stuff like this. Cause I'm an individual that's single. I've been single for a while. I ain't trying to go out like that. I got enough problems trying to pay my rent, save money, do stuff like that, man. Even if I had the money, I don't have a trick bone in my body. I'm too busy trying to, add some more Blu-ray DVDs and anime, cyberpunk, genre DVDs to my collection. I ain't got time to be out here getting caught up in sex scandals, you know, baby oil and stuff like that. I'm gonna just leave it up to the diddler and individuals like Cassie. These niggas like having sloppy seconds, sloppy thirds, sloppy some of everything. They ain't used to just having, a normal type chick. Cause let's just keep it real. Some of these women out here, some of the sisters won't do stuff like what these dudes want them to do. The slave sex role plays that these other people do, these white women, they be doing it, what type of lingo when you be in the bedroom with them, but I'm not into stuff like that. I am a normal type Pokemon, but you got old crushed peppered farm, cracked pepper, butter grits eating bastards like Shannon Sharpe. Hopefully he can learn from this. Don't want to see him get caught up in a situation like this again. Niggas making excuses for him, trying to you know condone this type of, I would say, entertainment though, but you're not white. You ain't gonna be able to get away with stuff like that. It got to be under extreme measures for them to actually get caught up in stuff like that. Your black ass is gonna be the main focal point, throughout this whole situation. With this lady was trying to get, I think, $10 million out of Shannon Sharpe. I don't know if he paid her off or he gave her some money or something just to make this go away. But this white lady, this white gal, she has retired from OnlyFans, but hopefully she will go away. I don't know if Shannon Sharpe slid her some cheese across that cracker just to make sure that she go away. Sign the paperwork just not to ever talk about this again. He might have slid her a couple of dollars, allegedly a couple of coins under the door. But besides that, I want you brothers and I just want everybody to be careful out here, especially when you in third world countries dealing with individuals like this, because hoes are everywhere, all around the world, especially for you passport bros and you tricksters out here. Y'all talk about black American women, but you want to go over to the other side and have mayonnaise on your shoulders. But, to each his own. If you're going to do stuff like that, just don't be talking crazy about, excuse me, black American women, because you couldn't get you a right woman. And just do you. Interracial relationships, when it comes to stuff like that, a lot of these niggas have been, I wouldn't say abandoned by certain people within the black American community. I ain't talking about the other groups like with the Caribbeans, Africans. Some of these niggas' game is just not up there. You can just actually talk to the woman and talk to a significant other. She don't even got to be a bad chick. She can even be average, and you can get to know her. But some of these niggas are living beyond their standards. They want to have the baddest chick in the game. They've been getting smashed out for trinkets and brisket crumbs and pennies. But when you get with a simp and a dude like one of these nerd ass niggas out here. I give you an example, Travis Hunter. You know, Folks try to tell him about his significant other, and I'm hearing that this goofy nigga don't even have a prenup. So he gonna have to fall flat on his ass and learn from his mistakes. Hopefully, his father has taught him something, and I don't know, man. Besides that, Shannon Sharpe, I hope you learn from this situation and get back to business. Put that whole situation behind you. Throw Jim Jones away in the trash because he's out here crashing out. We got enough problems going on in America. We got fat sloppy cheeseburger built motherfuckers like Fat Joe out here performing at SeaWorld. So we got to deal with crap like that, and we got immigrants talking about Black Americans are being snitches if you report illegal aliens to ICE. So we're dealing with a whole bunch of crap out here. The bugs and the cockroaches are scattering around everywhere in the world. So you just got to make sure that you have a fly swatter, some red roach bug spray. Just make sure that you have your tools necessary for like certain and dire situations like this. And make sure that you stay away from these OnlyFans chicks, these individuals, these porn stars, and people like that are just scandalous and just want to suck you gucky and do whatever they want to do with you as long as you got that bread. But a simp is gonna be a simp, and these tricksters ain't gonna learn until they get caught up into something that they can't get themselves out of. But besides that, that's all I have to say about this situation. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. And remember, subscribe to my boy Off the Cuff Radio, aka King Eric the Great, and make sure that you show him some love because he was the person that did this video about Shannon Sharpe and this whole white girl situation. But the moral of the story is don't be a simp, don't be a trick ass motherfucker. Just find you somebody that actually want to ride or die for you and just not in it for the money, just not in it for the bag. They just in it for you. So to each his own.